Welcome back to Chastastic Gaming. I'm Chastastic and we've got the button. Oh, the pretty button. Except for it's a lever. If you remember in the last episode, I had found this lever and we're going to pull it. Now down that pit, as you'll now hear, the sounds of death and destruction. We actually fell down that pit, and originally that's where they keep large amounts of wild animals, the large beastie things that we were brought up against and chased by at the start of this game. What we've got to do is we have just released them because there's a bunch of enemies that ambush you down here, and we just run. Don't just ignore everything, just run. Oh. I need to remember to actually stop at the right point. Well, you get to see it. Anybody who didn't see the last episode now gets to see, yes, all the death. I'm actually very glad that I know how to do this now. There's a... he says falling down the pit. There is quite a lot... most of this game is just working out what to do, and then the rest of it is made up of... I'm just going to go slowly. Jump. I feel that this is very much a walkthrough game. Back in the day, this might have been the norm, whereas now, you know, you bought these games expecting them to last for years. And this was something that I was speaking to. I was speaking to someone about how these. Things like having so many games readily available does make you take for granted the games you do have. Oh, spaceships! Okay, what's wrong with your eyes there, mate? He has one blue eye and one sort of brown eye. Now, if I remember this correctly, we need to somehow press the right buttons to get the spaceship. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. We need to press the right buttons in order to get the spaceship to fly. Which is actually a pretty cool concept for a quick level. It's almost like a quick time event that doesn't explain itself. Because at the end of the day, what does this professor know about this alien technology? I suspect nothing. Let's press a bunch of buttons. There we go. Look at that, it's majestic. It's like art, except it's not. There we go. Now we're actually moving on to the final part of this game. So we're moving on to the finale here. Whoa! And we've fallen. But was this scripted? Okay, Rockington saved us. Well, why so rough? That's not Rockington. His eyes are red. Oh, Rockington be mad. Okay. Get the switch, get the switch! I'm finding it hard. I'm finding it hard to understand here. Have I broken my legs? What's happened here? Then again, I have been calling him Rockington this entire time. It's very, very possible that he might be made of rock, and that might be a very hard dunt to the face. There's only one point in this. There's only been a couple of points in this entire game so far that we have. Okay, and when he's in place, haha! Take that. Now we want to skimmy on back here and get ourselves up to the sky. Oh, don't shoot me. A dragon. Cool story, bro. Needs more dragons. Did Rockington make it? Did I make it? Is he dead? Come on, what's happened here? Has he really escaped though? I mean, he's ultimately put himself at a roof and he's stuck in the roof. So Rockington's taking us for a ride on the dragon. I have to say, that guy has some life. He came to work in the morning on a Ferrari, flies home on a dragon. What more can you want in your life? The end. But it doesn't make it. Are we going home? What is this war? Who are you? What is Rockington? Who am I? But honestly, it was a good experience, Mr. Chahi. I salute you and stop texting me. Sound effects by Jean-Francis. I hope that's pronounced properly. It's probably wrong. That was good fun. Like, I really did enjoy that game. And, oh, Jesus. I would thank Jesus as well. But anyway, I know I had a lot of fun with that. There was a large degree of frustration. I pretty much, after episode 3, I went ahead and just played the entire game, found out how to make sure that there wasn't too much deaths. Now go back to Another Earth. Now, I have had it said to me before that a spiritual successor to this game called Flashpoint is something I should maybe play. I think I'm going to give some Chahi games a break for a little while, mostly due to the sheer convoluted nature of them. I actually ended up recording a lot more. I spent a lot more time with this game than I spent recording. For those who are interested in things like achievements, I did achieve every achievement technically on camera except for one, which was the secret UFO. All you have to do is, as soon as you escape the jail cell at the start of the game, just stand there for a minute and the secret UFO appears. That's all you have to do for that. But otherwise, I did have good fun with that. I can see the frustration. I didn't go in this with a nostalgic head that like other people who I've spoken to about the game have. They are very... What's the word I'm looking for? They're very nostalgic over it, whereas this was me experiencing it for the first time. I've heard of it and I've seen small bits of gameplay, but I've never played it from as a brand new as a game outright. There is a lot of elements in it that I felt like I wasn't taught about. For example, I would never have worked out to use the grenades that guy had in the palace, where we had to let him drop the grenades to open the hole there. I would never have worked that out. That was all a little bit too convoluted for my liking. There was only one bit in the entire game that grenades were of even any relevance, which was where I died quite a lot actually, where the guy was standing behind the barrier and he would fire the grenades and you had to get the grenade to bounce off the door to kill him. A little bit convoluted, but when you do understand what's going on, I did feel a little bit of the whole cinematic element of it was really exciting towards the end. But granted, I'm feeling very, in terms of story, I'm feeling very unfulfilled because I don't understand what was going on. Was this a civil war? Who is Rockington? Who was the Rockington with the red eyes? Was that an imposter? Was that a cyborg? Was it? But there's obviously some kind of deep culture that these creatures do have, because they did have. You crashed into towards the end of the game when you fired out of the escape pod. You crashed into sort of almost like a Roman bath type situation. But it was obviously some kind of It was obviously of some kind of royalty because it was heavily guarded, but not everyone was armed. So it wasn't. It was more of either a place of worship or a sort of spa type thing. It clearly wasn't like a military base, so that's what makes me kind of curious and want to know a little bit more about the backstory, but I'm probably never going to look into it. But anyway, I had a lot of fun with that one, and it's probably going to be a while before I'm going to be a ginger again, so that's always a good point. And on that note, I have been Chastastic of Chastastic Gaming, and you have a fantastic day. Bye.